Hello and welcome to Harvende Gaming. My name is Jason and this is episode 14 of the Banner Saga. Let's play the Banner Saga. In the last episode we destroyed the bridge at Einartoft and have since been fleeing with a few Val that eventually caught up with us. But other than that, a bunch of clansmen and only 150 fighters and 65 Val. So, yes, we've just entered into a city that is, well, a town that has been attacked, and we're drawing our weapons. So we're going to be getting right into a fight. So let's do it. We've got Nid, who's a level 2 down here. That's cool. Let's give Hogan and Mogan actually we'll take Ivan out as well. Let's put Iver and Crummer in because it's always good to have a couple of heavies. And yeah, let's go. We've already got 3 archers. Though Ned is pretty cool. Let's go with let's go with Hogan. We just need equipment, so Hogan take off this undercoat, and yeah, he's the only one that's got. Give the undercoat to. Give it to Crummer. Right. And Iver doesn't have an item for now, but we can find him something later. Alright, ready for battle. Right, what are we going to do here? We've got, okay, only one guy over here. He's going to take a while to get in, so let's bring these guys down over here like this, and let's bring these guys something like this. Right, now what we can do is we can come up here and attack. Actually, let's just try and get an early kill. Bang. Right. You attack this guy. Oh, 90%er. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for the kill. 90%. Yes, bang. Got the kill. Alright. Now, over here, let's break some. Oh, so you're 90% as well, but let's break some armor. At least that gets him walking away as well. And then you can come over here. Either he's still getting it done with one arm. Bang. Alright. Deflect. Nice, that's good. You know what, you come over here. Yeah, and turn. Yeah, get ready for that. And you come down here with him. And yeah. Right. Go down over here, attack. And yep, let's bang. Get some good damage done. Can't read if I've got a hit on him or not. Alright, start repositioning her. And turn. Alright, he moves up. Nothing too much to worry about at the moment, which is good. Let's end the turn there. You come over here. Alright, we can get that kill. Or yeah, let's just get him this kill. Bang. This guy walks up. Still only doing shield damage, which is more than okay for me. You can get this kill. Bang. That gets 1 damage onto him as well. He moves up. Oh yeah, you're throwing down some explosives. Come over here, bloody flail. A nice one too. That's good. Hopefully that's only adjacent tiles. Shatterstone explodes, causing 2 strength and armor damage. Okay. Yeah, end the turn. He's throwing down more rocks. More exploding rocks. You come over here, attack, and destroy 4 of his armor. Well, hopefully, no, I was about to say, hopefully I can move this bloke before he takes exploding damage. You come over here and attack. Yeah, you just take him down. Iver gets a second kill, nice, or another kill. Alright, you're in a bit of trouble here. Damn it. Just because the turn order, like, yeah, he couldn't move. I couldn't get him to move. Oh well. I was hoping to actually finally get through a battle without having some sort of injury. That's alright, we can always swap him out later. You might as well not use any willpower, you can't get him either way. Attack. Get the kill. Alright, he's got pillage, but he can't do much anyway. Let's bring a let up and attack. Yeah, let's do 3 damage. Get his strength all the way down so he's not really a threat. Alright, Iver on a killing spree here. Alright, now hopefully there's some supplies in the town that we can sort out. That would be good. Krummer has been injured in battle, and what do we get? 8 renown. 8 renown. Alright. This town is nothing but ghosts, and now covered in more dredge bodies too. Remarkably, as you're about to leave, you find an old man sitting quietly in a tattered market stall, with a couple items in front of him. He hums to himself as if nothing were wrong and seems to be in shock. Your clansmen gather him into the caravan before you leave. Alright. Well, there is a market here, but let's talk to Nid first. Nid, I don't know if we've ever spoken. I'm Nid, your rook. I know. We've actually been travelling together for a long time. Isn't it strange how you can be so close to people and not know them? Every day I pass people I swear I've never seen before. I wanted to thank you for letting me join you. Have you always been such a good shot? Where are you from? You're welcome. I should be going. Have you always... Where are you from? I don't think you're from Skogga. I knew most of the people there. No, I had a house in Frostfella, but we were driven out when the dredge started to show up. My husband died trying to protect our home. My sons and I were thrown out into the fields. I'm sorry. Eccle's men killed my husband. See, that's why I killed Eccl, because he's a wanker. When we left, I was angry. Why was I the one who had to leave their home? How do I deserve this? You look away momentarily, not sure what to say. But I've let it go. I have 3 sons, and I don't want them to grow up with hatred in their hearts. That's why I wanted to thank you. Have you always been such a good shot? Honestly, I never even tried before Oddleaf made me. I spent my whole life making clothes, cleaning. Oddleaf's good, but I don't think it was all her doing. It feels right. I just look where I want it to go. Anyway, I feel better. The caravan, the people worrying all day and making problems. Sometimes they really stew in their misery. I'm glad I can do something helpful. You're welcome. I should be going. Don't think anything of it. We all have our own problems to deal with. Let me know if you need me to put an arrow in something. I certainly will. She returns to her tent where her boys are waiting for her. Alright, so... Well, we need to rest because we got weak morale anyway, but let's check our heroes. Yeah, Kruma's 3 days injured. I tell you. Alright. Let's see what there is at the market. 1 renown gets 10. Yep, thank you. I'll grab all of those. Svalin Dust. +2 armor. That could be good actually. +2 will per kill. +1 arm rest. Or armor and resistance. You know what? Let's get that. And screw it. Let's get the +2. Let's get the +2 armor. Right. You never know when it's going to come in handy. Alright, so we'll rest. We'll rest. We'll rest again. That's got Iver. Oh, sorry, Kruma back to fighting strong. Let's give Iver... What was that? What was that level 2 item? Oh no, it was a level 3 item that was the +3 armor. Alright, well let's give him the +1 armor and resistance. What's Rook got? Oh yeah, Rook's got this +1, 1 will per turn. Yep, okay. I'm happy with that. We do need to save some of our renown though to up the level of some of these guys. Alright, back out and let's leave. Yeah, there's nothing else to do here. Oh yeah, there's all the dredge coming in. I didn't even notice them before. Were they there before? I can't recall. A woman's stifled screams failed to overly concern anyone. It was only a matter of time before the expectant mother gave birth. The caravan is simply excited by this first sign of new life since the trip began. Call for a day of rest and celebration, congratulate the new parents privately, offer the family some extra rations as a gift. Call a day of rest and celebration. When the babies cry, replace the mothers. The entire caravan cheers. You raise your drink to the family, saying, "Tomorrow we rest and feast to strength and long life." Again, everyone cheers, glad to forget their worries for a small time. Alright, we get morale. Oh, 15 renown, that's really good. But we're getting to the point now where supplies are going to be coming up short. Oh nice, here we go. Another godstone, I didn't even see it coming. Godstone for Ingrid, goddess of knowledge, looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Iver shoos some children away from a solitary dredge slinger laying dead beneath a stone. Should we be worried about that? You ask Iver, pointing to the dredge body. I don't think so, he replies. Still, couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Hours pass without warning. Inspect the Godstone. Ingrid's Godstone is carved with ancient runes which don't make much sense to you, though Ivan tells you some of the menders have deciphered them. It's how the menders learned the language of the gods. Past the largest stone, a long series of slabs contain more writing all the way down the hill. The odd thing, he tells you, is that the writing occasionally changes depending on who is reading it. Usually it describes the history of the gods, but it can be about nearly any topic. Sadly, Ivan doesn't know how to read it himself. Juno could, he says. Pack up and move on. Morale improved, that's always good. As you're readying to depart, you hear screams from the near the main Godstone. The same boys so curious about the dead dredge before are shrieking and pointing. For a moment you think it must not have been dead, but then you see that they have opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Wait, says Iver, his arm across your chest. This shouldn't be seen. Get everyone away. A chill sweeps over you. Alette pushes past and gasps. Stop, shouts Iver, but the curious onlookers have already seen it. What the hell is up? Leave it. On the ground before the dead slinger is a small stony figure, its hands searching for something it can't find. That's a baby. That dredge is a woman? We've been killing women? We've been slaughtering women and children this whole time? Leaving them to die? In a war, it's only the males who fight. We've been fighting these dredge the whole way. Why are women with children on their backs attacking us? They're not invading, they're running. Everyone stops dead in their tracks. The entire caravan is gathered around, aghast. When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. A darkness. Something black is covering the world, and the dredge are running from it just as we're running from them. The serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Iver, you knew. Why? Why didn't you say something? Iver, when I was young I killed one of the Sunder during the Second Great War. We called it raise. Every time we would build our defences, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated from the rest of the Val and stumbled upon Raise deep in a snowstorm, alone. She was nursing. I threw my axe. It twisted in the wind. Her son died in her arms. She was so pathetic, kneeling in the snow. She didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. That's how I killed a Sunder. When I found my way to Grofheim, the Val wanted to make me Kenda, next to be king. I left, walked until I ended up in Skogga, where no one knew what I had done. The only sound is the wind blowing through the trees. Ah, there you go. So, we finally get that backstory of Iver that we've been waiting for. So yeah, he not proud of what he had done. That's why he hadn't told us. Alright. Well, there you go. There you go. For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do we do with the baby? She asks. A lump forms in your throat, looking at the small obsidian creature squirming before you. Put it to a vote. Insist on taking it with the caravan. Insist on leaving it behind. Stay out of this one. Let's take it with the caravan. Why not? It's a baby. You argue strongly for showing mercy and humanity. Some of the women in the caravan had hesitantly agreed to take in the dredge infant, while others are furious about bringing it along. Well, it is what it is. Not long afterward, one of the women comes to you. Its swaddling was being held by this, she says, giving you a hairpin that looks distinctly undredge-like. An inscription on the silver almost slips your notice. Persevere. From the goddess herself, if you ask me, the woman tells you. Gained an item out of it, but lost some morale. Oh well. Gained an item. That's good. Yeah, I didn't even see the godstone there. Oh, it's that one up on the back there, in the corner. Yeah, very cool. You're making the usual rounds when you hear a rather loud debate coming from the area that Varl have gathered. Iver joins you as you approach. Ubin, you'd rather be known for falling asleep and dying in the corner of a mead house than battling asunder? No, I'd rather be known for not dying. Oh, Ubin, he's good. Don't even know what you're worried about. I did this 100 times in the Great Wars. Take some warriors, plow head first into the dredge. They follow you into the hills, get lost, and now they're not following you. When you did this 100 times, did they have Bellower leading them? Have you never heard about the time I hit Bellower in the head with a throwing axe? What's this about? Don't stop on my account. You're planning to confront the dredge? Don't stop on my account. Careful, my friend. A lot of old history getting thrown around here. The warriors were just noting that there's a damn good number of dredge on our asses. Bellower pulling up the rear. This one thinks he can just wander up there and throw them off our tracks. How about some gratitude? Thought you'd be happy to finally be oldest Varl in the land, Ubin. Okay, so Kruma must be older than Ubin. Okay. I'm never happy to lose more Varl, Kruma. Besides, I'm not convinced you're really older than me. Old rivalry you got here. I'll leave it to you. Old rivalry you got here. Comments like that remind me I've already wasted too much time doing nothing. In the old days I'd already be halfway to the battlefield by now. Speaking of which, you coming, Ingvar? You could ask Bellower for your arm back. Don't think so. Not exactly in the mood right now. Alright then, I'll tell Harderborg you said hello. Kruma and a good many Varl warriors head out toward the growing army of dredge. Negative 40 Varl, jeez. Is he going to come back? He always has before. But this time feels different, I fear. Alright, well, let's see where that gets us. If anything, maybe they hold him off for a bit longer. Alright. Alright, we'll get to the bottom down here and... Thieving bastards, you awaken to hear. The small band of outlaws who had previously joined the caravan made off with a substantial number of your supplies while everyone slept, a watchman tells you. Why in the depths were they allowed to join us to begin with? God damn it, another time where people steal off his supplies. Well, they fought with us a couple of times, so... Gather round, doubters, echoes a shout in the distance as Kruma and his band of warriors break through nearby foliage. And behold the invincible Varl. The caravan is thrilled to see Kruma return safely. Nice. Did the plan work? Asks Subin. Work, responds Kruma. Of course it worked. Same old dredge. Should be another day or two at least before they even find their own asses. Nice. Plus 20 renown, that's good. We can get some levels. And if you apologize, I'll tell you how I found these, Kruma says, tossing you a pair of leather gloves that look big enough for a Varl. He leans in close, whispering so Ubin can't hear. Had something to do with a raven's nest and a hair tie. Alright. Dunder's hand. Nice, alright, let's see if we can get to Sigrholm without having to stop.
As Sigrholm approaches, we fear the worst. The once calm lake surrounding it now looks like a bowl that has been flipped. Proud homes sinking into muddy water. A side effect of the quake. What has the rest of the world become on the other side of those mountains?
Shit. Alright. Alright, well, we've got some decent renown. I think we really need to spend some renown getting some levels. Because we've got quite a few items that can be held by level 3s, but we don't have any level 3s to put them on. One catastrophe to another, says Oddleaf as you pull into Sigrholm. The town appears to be sinking into the lake. Townspeople peek from dark windows and makeshift hovels further up the hill. No, says Ivan, looking frantic. Where is she? He runs to the front of the caravan, looking out over the water. Juno isn't here, and you get the creeping feeling you're not welcome either. Going upriver looks out of the question. The beach is bare, aside from the occasional skeleton of a ruined fishing boat. You reluctantly set up camp in the sinking town. All I'm saying is, how long are you willing to wait? While taking stock of caravan, you've inadvertently walked into a debate between Oddleaf and Ivan. As long as we need to. And I think we get out of here. I don't feel good about this place. Why? What's wrong? Something doesn't feel right. The people here are staring at us like those vultures in the wastes. I'm sorry, Ivan. I think Oddleaf's right. I saw a man. The whole time we were setting up, he was just watching me. In a creepy way. And how long before the dredge find us here? Juno will come. Just give it a little more time. Rook, listen to me. I need you to trust me on this. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Alright, let's go to the market. What do we got? We've got +3 will per kill. Nah. Don't need any of that. Let's... yeah, we need... need supplies. Alright, let's get those supplies. Let's look at our heroes, yeah, because we want to promote. Let's Leaf is turning out to be very handy, so let's get some of that action going, and let's get some extra shield. Yeah, let's get some extra shield on it. Oh, she can be promoted again. Wow. And Iver, let's... ooh. Though Rumor can go up to level 2. Nah, we need... I think we want more level 3s. Alright, so let's spend our last 10 renown on him. Let's get some shield break and some resilience. You know what? Let's go just with the resilience for now, because we're doing shield break with our archers for the moment. Yeah. All right. Now, so let's check what +2 to break is pretty good. This +1 to move, +2 to armor and resistance, +3 will, +15% crit chance, plus strength, 1 strength resistance. Okay, and +2 now +2 to break. I like her having +2 to break. That's easy done. Iver, how about you get you take this off and you take that +2 to armor. Yeah, you take +2 to armor. So then you can now take this +1 armor and resistance. Right. And let's Alright, let's get Einartoft in here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, alright, talk to him. You're really worried about her, aren't you? What? Oh, Juno. Worry doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here, or something has happened to her, are you sure what you saw was real? It could have been a dream, or I don't know. You were pretty exhausted. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. Everything is a blur. Don't tell the others I said that. I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. How exactly does weaving work anyway? Why is Bellewood still following us? How exactly does weaving work anyway? Well, the hardest part is usually seeing the threads. Everything is part of the tapestry. It's made of threads woven together. If you can see the threads, you can manipulate them. I don't know how to explain it, really. It's like trying to play a harp with invisible strings. Look at my staff, for example. Some menders carve intricate patterns in the wood to help them remember the shapes of... like I said, hard to explain. What's it like to be a mender? Being a mender, I guess I never really thought about it like that. It's just part of me. They knew very young that I would join the order. Born into it, you could say. My mother and father, both menders. The guild is for lots of people now, builders and healers. Do they all pull lightning out of the sky? No, that's not normal. It's one of the reasons I know Juno. She's one of the council. She helps me control things like this, so we don't end up scaring people. Why is Bellewood still following us? I saw Grofheim as it burned. Ivan gets a faraway look in his eyes. The thunder blew through it like a tempest. The Vaal fell in the thousands. Most of the thunder left the city and headed south. Who knows where they are now? They might be destroying every town they come to, or heading towards Arboring. Bellewood stayed in Grofheim, just for the sport of it, I think. As we fled to Einartoft, I thought he must want to wipe the Vaal off the map completely. But then he came after us. Maybe he knew Iver was the one who killed Raze. Maybe, but let's just make sure he doesn't catch up. Do you think this is the end times? I don't know what to think. I wish I could give you a better answer. Even if we escape the dredge, that serpent said a darkness was covering the world. I don't know how long that will take, or what it means even. I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. The Menders are in Arboring. If we can find ships and make it the capital, we might have a chance. I won't take any more time. No, it's okay, Rook. I appreciate the talk. It's good to stay grounded. I spend all day worrying about serpents or thunder. I think a lot of people are intimidated or scared maybe of me. Don't worry, it's nothing new. I'm used to it. Maybe sometime we can talk about things that don't include the world ending. Maybe. But I believe that's a good place to leave the episode. So yeah, thanks for joining me, especially if you've made it to the end. Consider subscribing if you'd like to continue on this story with me, or through this story with me. Leave a like if you like what you saw today, and feel free to leave a comment if you'd like to say hi or give me some feedback or ask a question or anything. But yeah, other than that, I hope you all have a good day. Never stop loving life.